All right, if you're a Salesforce developer, you know the feeling. You get to your desk, you open up your work, and that one question hits you. Wait, what exactly did I change yesterday? It's that tiny moment of doubt that just snowballs. Well, let's talk about how we can put an end to that, for good.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You're in the zone, you're building incredible stuff, and then you have to slam on the brakes to play detective with your own work. What components did I touch? Did I remember that one dependency? It feels like you need a whole other system just to track what you're doing before you can even commit it.
And that right there is the heart of the issue, what we're calling the daily committing headache. Look, these aren't massive system-crashing problems. They're the little things, the constant friction, the paper cuts that, added up, just grind your whole development pipeline to a halt.
This slide is basically a map of a developer's minefield, right? You're trying to remember what you changed, you're wasting precious time just picking and choosing all the right metadata, and you're manually tracing every single dependency. And we all know the punchline, you hit a critical error during deployment, which is literally the worst and most expensive time for that to happen.
But what if we could flip that script entirely? What if your commit screen stopped being a chore and started being your command center? That's the idea behind Kapado's next-gen commit screen, and it's really built on 3 game-changing principles.
First up, the power to just easily preview and select your metadata. No more guesswork. You see everything you've changed all in one clean place, and you can group it together with total confidence.
Second, and you're going to love this one, is automated dependency analysis. Just imagine, you add an Apex class, and boom, the system instantly tells you every single custom field, every component it depends on. This is more than just a convenience, it's a safety net for your entire process.
And third, selective commits. This is that cherry-picking power that developers have wanted forever. You need to push just a few lines of an Apex clause for a quick hotfix and leave the rest of the file alone? Yeah, you can do that now. It gives you this incredible surgical precision over every single commit.
And this quote from Kapado's Steve Simpson just nails it. This is a perfect example of shifting left. Instead of waiting for a deployment to fail way down the line, you're catching those dependency problems the second you select a component. Think about how much time and rework that saves. It's huge.
Okay, so we've sorted out dependencies, but what about actually understanding the changes? If you've ever tried to compare 2 versions of a Salesforce flow by staring at the raw XML file, it's basically impossible. It's just a giant, confusing wall of text. So let's look at the difference. The old way, on the left, is you digging through thousands of lines of XML trying to spot one tiny change to a variable. The new way, on the right, is a beautiful visual comparison that looks just like the flow builder, and it highlights exactly what's different. It's night and day. Honestly, this is so powerful. For things like flows and page layouts, seeing the difference visually is a total game changer. You can immediately see what a change does without having to be an XML whisperer. It makes code reviews way faster, way more accurate, and, let's be honest, just a lot less painful for everyone involved.
Now, fixing the individual commit is one thing, but let's zoom out to the bigger team-wide problem, sandbox drift. You know what I'm talking about. It's when all the developer sandboxes just slowly, over time, get out of sync with each other, and everything descends into chaos.
Seriously, think about it. You've got multiple teams, maybe dozens of developers, all on different release schedules. How on earth do you keep everyone's environment on the same page? How do you make sure that code you write today will even work with what your teammate is deploying tomorrow, without constantly having to stop, refresh, and risk losing your own work in progress?
For years, the answer has been back promotions. But we all know they can be slow, they can be risky, and you end up solving the same merge conflicts over and over as changes trickle down the pipeline. It's this constant reactive cycle of just trying to keep up.
So what's the future look like? Well, it's about being proactive. It's about synchronization. So let's talk about a totally new approach called environment sync.
Just ask yourself this question. What if you could sync any org with any other org, using a specific snapshot in time as your source? I'm not just talking about production back to UAT. I mean UAT from last Tuesday, directly into a developer sandbox. We're talking about total flexibility. And the process is just beautifully simple. First, you select your source. Let's say it's the UAT environment as it was at noon last Friday. Second, you target where it's going, maybe all the dev sandboxes for a specific team. And third, you sync. And you do it with confidence, knowing the system is smart enough to preserve the work that's already in progress in those sandboxes.
But here's what might be the most important takeaway of all. A powerful tool enables a better process, but it doesn't just magically create one.
As the folks at Kapato Khan pointed out, just buying the tool isn't the fix. It's about pairing that smart technology with good governance and solid team processes. That's how you really start moving faster.
So when you look at the whole picture, from getting rid of that daily commit headache to solving the massive challenge of sandbox drift, the goal is clear. Remove the friction so developers can build with confidence. The question's no longer what did I change yesterday, but what amazing thing am I going to build today? The future really is yours to build.